Right, so we're going to continue with the simultaneous equations. So let's say we have, use black, right? Sorry, it's not number 3, we're on number 4. So this is the first equation, y is equal to 2x squared plus 3x minus 31. And then the second equation, y is equal to 21 take away 2x. So the first thing we do, let's label our equations. This is equation 1, and this is equation 2. Now, since both of them are equal to y, you can equate the two equations. So if 2x squared plus 3x minus 31 is equal to y, and 21 minus 2x is also equal to y, then we can say that they're both equal to one another, right? So like, for example, if a is equal to 3 and b is also equal to 3, it would follow that a is equal to b because they're both equal to the same thing. So that's how come since both of them are equal to y, we could equate the two equations, right? Based on this principle here. So we say equation 1 is equal to equation 2. And therefore, 2x squared plus 3x minus 31 is equal to 21 take away 2x. And now this is a quadratic, but in order to solve a quadratic equation, the whole equation has to be equal to 0. So I want to have all my terms on one side and just 0 on the next side. So that means I'm going to move 21 minus 2x. I'm going to transpose that to the left-hand side of the equation. So this will end up being 2x squared plus 3x minus 31. Since this is positive 21, when I transpose it to the left-hand side, it will become minus 21, and then minus 2x will become plus 2x. And all of that is now equal to 0. I'm going to simplify my equation by grouping my like terms. So 2x squared is by itself, so it will just remain as 2x squared, since there is no other term in x squared. I have 3x, but I also have plus 2x. So I'll say 3x plus 2x, which gives me 5x. And then minus 31, take away 21. Well, when you subtract from a negative number, it's the same as adding those two numbers and keeping the negative sign. So this will end up being minus 52. So you'll get 2x squared plus 5x minus 52 is equal to 0, right? Now, this equation looks difficult to factorize. So I am going to use the quadratic formula to find what x is equal to. And once I know what x is equal to, I can then substitute it back into one of the equations to find out what y would be equal to, right? So just like a regular just like when you're solving regular simultaneous equations, or I should say two linear simultaneous equations, and you get a value for x, and then you substitute it into one of the equations to get what y is equal to. It's exactly what I'm doing here, except I'm gonna probably have two solutions for x, and if I have two solutions for x, I'll have two solutions for y, right? And then we will look at the graph of this equation as well afterwards. So let's solve this using the quadratic formula. And to recall, the quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. All right, so that is the quadratic formula. That is given to you in your list of formulae, so don't be worried about memorizing it. However, I mean, if you could memorize it, by all means, do so. But even if you think you know it by heart, still check it back in your list of formulae. All right, so in this equation, B is the coefficient of x, which is 5. A is 2, that's the coefficient of x squared. And C is negative 52. So substituting all of that into the formula, I'll get x is equal to minus B, so minus 5 plus or minus the square root of B squared. B is 5, so that's 5 squared. Take away 4 times A, which is 2 times negative 21. All right, and all of that over 2 times A, which will be 2 times 2. So then let's simplify. So this will end up being minus 5 plus or minus the root of 5 squared, which is 25. Take away 4 times 2 is 8. And then 8 times negative 21. Well, that would be, let's see, 4 times 2 times negative 21. Oops. Would be minus 168. All right, and all of that over 2 times 2, which is 4. So this would give me, I'm going up here now, that would be x is equal to minus 5 plus or minus the root of 25 plus 68, because this minus and minus will change to a plus. So 168 plus 25, which is 193 all over 4. Everybody's with me so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then we have, I feel I have a mistake somewhere, you know. Do I have a mistake somewhere, boy? Because the root of 193 is, let's see, root of 193 is 13.89 or 13.9. So I feel that, let's see, let's go back. Because I have the solution for this question. I sent it to you guys, and it's full, like it's proper integers. So if it's proper integers, then I'm not supposed to get a square root. This is not supposed to be a 193, which is not a square number. So let's go back and see if I made a mistake somewhere. So we have 2x squared plus 3x minus 31. And then we have 21 minus 2x. All right. So this would be, if you equate the two equations, it'll be 2x squared plus 3x minus 31 is equal to 21 minus 2x. So then when you move that to the other side, it'll become 2x squared plus 3x minus 2x. Oh no, plus 2x, because this is minus on this side. So it'll be plus 2x minus 31 minus 21. So that's correct. And then we have minus 21 minus 31 minus 21 is, yeah, minus 52. And then 3x plus 2x is 5x. So far, so good. So you have 2x squared plus 5x minus 52. That's correct. Okay. B here is 5. So it'll be minus 5 plus or minus. Well, this would be minus 5, but that wouldn't change it because minus 5 squared and positive 5 squared is still 25. So you'll end up with 5 squared minus 4 by A, which is 2, by C, which is, that's the mistake. Here's the mistake. I put minus 21. C is minus 52. There we go. Ah, all right. So, sorry about that, girls. So this would have been, this would give me 441 in the middle here. 52. All right, so 4 times 2 times 52, 416. So it would have been 25 minus 416, which will turn to a plus, and then 416 plus 25, yeah, 441, which is still not a square number. Oh, no, it is 21. The square root of 441 is 21. So x is equal to negative 5 plus or minus 21 over 4. So that gives me x is either equal to minus 5 plus 21 divided by 4, which would give me 21 take away 5 is 16, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. So x is 4, or x is minus 5 take away 21 over 4. So that would be, um, what is that, 26 over 4? Yeah, minus 21 minus 5 is 26 over 4, which would actually be 6.5. 6 2/4. So now you have x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 6.5. And you have to substitute both of those values back into one of the equations. So I'm going to substitute it into equation 2 because that's just the more straightforward equation. So I'm going to substitute 4, so x is equal to 4 into equation 2. So that would be y is equal to 21 take away 2 times 4, which gives me 21 take away 8. What is 21 take away 8? 21 take away 8 is 13. And then I'm going to substitute x is equal to, sorry, there should be minus 6.5. So minus 6 2s are 12 plus 1 is 13 over 2. I'm using a mixed number, improper fraction, sorry, into equation 2. So that will give me y is equal to 21 take away 2 times negative 13 over 2. So this will end up being 21 plus 13, which is 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 1 is 3, so 34. So your solution of this, for this quadratic will be when x is, so your solution, let me put it in a different color, when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 13. And then when x is equal to 6 and negative 6.5, y is equal to 34. Anybody was able to get this question when you all tried it, or if you all tried it? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
You got it when you tried it?
I think we corrected them in class
Oh, okay.
in
Great.
our school.
Okay, cool. So let me share the whiteboard, sorry, the graphing calculator to show you guys how this would look on a graph. So it's a quadratic, so it's 2x squared plus 3x minus 31, right? So that's your curve. And then the linear equation is 21 take away 2x. So let's zoom out a little bit. As you can see, the graph, the line, and the curve intersect each other. So the red is the quadratic, and the blue is the linear, right? So the first equation, y is equal to 2x squared plus 3x minus 31, it looks like this red curve. And then the second equation is y is equal to 21 minus 2x. And as you can see, the points of intersection, well, negative 6.5, which is really negative 6.5 and 34. So when x is negative 6.5, y is 34. And then the other one is when x is 4, y is 13. So those are two solutions for this quadratic equation. Well, sorry, for this quadratic and linear equation. I'm going to save it so I could send it to you all afterwards. Because all simultaneous equations, once they have solutions, you can solve them on a graph. Right. Let's take a short break, girls, and then we're going to come back and do some more. Again, this one, both of them are equal to y, so you can equate the equations. So you could say equation 1 is equal to equation 2, since they're both equal to y. So that would leave us with equation 1, which is 2x squared plus 5x minus 13 is equal to x plus 17. All right, so the objective now is to solve this quadratic equation, but in order to solve a quadratic equation, you have to have all the terms on one side and it has to be equal to 0. So I'll keep 2x squared plus 5x minus 13. On the left-hand side, I'm going to move over x plus 17. So this will become minus x minus 17. All of
Excuse
that,
me, miss.
yes.
My eyes are burning me right now. Can I close my eyes?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Ari, I'm recording the class, so if you want to leave now, you can, and then you can just watch from here over.
Okay, I'll do that because the whole day my eyes has been hitting me.
Okay, yeah, and then this is all white, and yeah, this would be tough on your eyes. Okay, love, well, go ahead. I'll upload this video afterwards, and I'll send it to you, and you could watch it and copy it down in your book.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. Right, girls. So 2x squared plus 5x minus 13 minus x because it's plus x on the right-hand side, and minus 17 because it's plus 17 on the right-hand side. So when you transpose those to the left-hand side, they will become minus and minus. So now you group your like terms. Well, there are no other terms in x squared, so this will just be 2x squared plus, well, it's plus 5x. And then you have another term in x, which is minus x. So it's plus 5 take away x. So 5 take away 1, which will give you 4x. And then you have minus 13 minus 17. So minus 13 minus 17 would be minus 30, 30. And all of that is equal to 0. Now, girls, whenever you have an equation where you have a common factor among all the terms, you could divide throughout by that common factor to work with smaller numbers. So what I'll do here is I'll divide throughout by 2 because they're all even numbers here. And if I divide throughout by 2, I'll be able to work with smaller numbers. So I'll say 2x squared divided by 2, which will give me x squared. 4x divided by 2 will give me 2x, and 30 divided by 2 will give me 15. So this is equal to 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. All right. And now I can either solve this quadratic equation using the quadratic formula or even using um, quadratic formula or factorizing, right? And this one can be factorized easily because the coefficient of x over here is 1. So that means I'm only looking at what two factors of 15 will add or subtract to give me 2 and multiply to give me negative 15. And they will be positive 3 and no, negative 3 plus 2. Positive 3 minus 2. 3 minus, nope, 5. Sorry, guys. I had a bit of a moment there. It'll be 5 take away 3 because 5 times negative 3 is negative 15 and 5 take away 3 is 2. So this would be x plus 5 by x minus 3. And the reason, again, is because 5 times negative 3 gives me negative 15, and 5 take away 3 gives me 2. So therefore, x plus 5 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Let's just write that. X plus 5 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So that would mean that x is equal to negative 5, or x is equal to positive 3. Right? 0 plus 3, which is 3, and 0 minus 5, which is negative 5. And now that you have your two values for x, you can substitute x is equal to negative 5 into, I'm doing it in equation 2 because that's the simpler of the two equations. So wherever I have x in equation 2, I'm replacing it with negative 5. So it'll be y is equal to negative 5 plus 17, which means y would be equal to 12. And then the other one, substitute x is equal to 3 into equation 2 as well. So that would be y is equal to 3 plus 17, which means y is equal to 20. So my solution for this pair of equations would be when x is equal to negative 5, y is equal to 12. And then when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 20. And that's my solution for that one. All right, let's now look at another one. So look at number 6. So say we have x minus 2 is equal to, no, sorry, not x minus 2, x minus y. X minus y is equal to 2. And then xy is equal to 15. Now we haven't done any like these before, any like this one before. So still, you label your equations 1 and 2. Now, unlike the other equations that we've done, this one, they're not both equal to the same thing in that it's not like y is equal to something and then y is equal to something. You have x minus y is equal to 2. And then you have x times y, which is xy, is equal to 15. So what we need to do is we need to use the equation, either 1 or 2, to make x or y the subject of the formula. So I'm going to use equation 1. So using equation 1, right, I'm going to make x the subject. So if x minus y is equal to 2, then x is equal to 2 plus y. All I did is I moved minus y from the left-hand side to the right-hand side of the equation. And when you move a term from one side of the equation to the other side, you do the opposite of the operation. So since it's x minus y, it will become x, it will be 2 plus y, right? So this is equation 3. And now I know what x is equal to, so I'm going to substitute 3, x is equal to 2 plus y into equation 2. And what that means is wherever I have x in that equation, I'm going to replace it with 2 plus y. Now remember, that xy literally means x times y. So this would therefore be, the substitution would be what x is, that is 2 plus y, multiply by y. So it'll be 2 plus y times y. And all of that is equal to 15. Right? Now you have to use brackets and stuff in when you're doing your simultaneous equations, especially for your substitutions. Otherwise, you could end up writing craziness, right? So xy means x times y, so I'll use brackets to represent the multiplication. And now I'm going to remove the brackets. So I'll say 2 times y, which would give me 2y, and then plus y times y, which gives me y squared. All of that is equal to 15. Now, again, this is a quadratic, so I want to get it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. In this case, it's y, so it's not ax. It'll be ay squared plus by plus c. So y squared is the variable squared, so that's your ax term, basically, plus 2y. I'm going to move 15 to the left-hand side because in order to solve a quadratic, it must be equal to 0. So y squared plus 2y minus 15 is equal to 0. And now I can factorize this. Now, guys, this is actually the same quadratic as this last one. X squared plus 2x minus 15 is the same one, except instead of x, we have y. Look. See, y squared plus 2y is equal to y squared plus 2y minus 15 is equal to 0. So that means it's going to be the same answer here, except instead of x, it'll be y. So the two factors of negative 15 that would multiply to give me negative 15 and subtract or add to give me positive 2 would be 5 and 3. So you'll have y plus 5 by y minus 3. All of that is equal to 0. So therefore, y is equal to negative 5 or y is equal to positive 3. And now that you know what y is, you substitute, right? So substitute the first one, y is equal to negative 5, into any one of the equations. Let's say equation 2. So that would be x times negative 5 is equal to 15. So then x is equal to 15 divided by negative 5, which means x would be equal to negative 3, or and now we substitute y is equal to 3 into that same equation. I mean, you could substitute it into equation 1 if you want, because it's equation 1 is a linear equation. So that would be x take away 3 is equal to 2. So then x is equal to 2 plus 3, which means x is equal to 5. So my solution for this pair of simultaneous equations, would be when x is equal to negative 3, y is equal to negative 5. And when x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3. Girls, I want you to try one for me. Try for me. Y minus x is equal to 5, and then xy is equal to 36. I'll get you started though. This is equation 1, and this is equation 2. So from equation 1, I'm going to make y the subject. So the y is equal to 5 plus x. And that is your equation 3. So try this one for me, girls. Write this down, and I'm going to put it on the previous page so you could see how we did it. Let me pause the recording for a little bit. So from 1, you have y is equal to 5 plus x, you make y the subject. And then once you have y as the subject, you can substitute that So you substitute 3 into equation 2. Wherever I have y in equation 2, I'm going to replace it with 5 plus x. But bear in mind that this literally means x times y. So here it'll be x multiply by 5 plus x, because that's what y is equal to. Y is equal to 5 plus x. So we have x times 5 plus x is equal to 36. So then x times 5 is 5x, and x times x is x squared. All of that is 36. So you'll have x squared plus 5x minus 36, because on this side it's plus 36. So when you transpose it to the left side, it will become minus 36 is equal to 0. All right. Now the two factors, because the coefficient of x squared is 1, I'm only going to be looking at minus 36. And I'm thinking which two factors of 36 will add or subtract to give me 5, and at the same time multiply to give me minus 36. And they will be 9 and 4. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 take away 4 is 5. So it'll be x plus 9 by x minus 4. Now, if you didn't know how to factorize it, you could have used the quadratic formula. You are still going to get the correct answer, provided that you substitute everything correctly in the formula. Good. So then x plus 9 is equal to 0, or x minus 4 is equal to 0. So then this would be x is equal to negative 9, because 0 take away 9 is negative 9, or x is equal to 0 plus 4, which is 4. And once you get your two values of x, you can then proceed to substitute that, each of them, into any one of the equations to find out what y is equal to. So I'm going to substitute x is equal to negative 9 into equation 1. So that would give me y take away negative 9 is equal to 5. So then, well, this would already be y plus 9 is equal to 5. Let me write that. So then y is equal to 5 take away 9, which will give me negative 4, right? And then the other one, substitute x is equal to 4 into, I'm going to do it in equation 1 again. So this would mean that y take away 4 is equal to 5. So y is equal to 5 plus 4, which makes y equal 9. And therefore, my solutions of my solutions to the pair of the pair of simultaneous equations would be when x is equal to negative 9, y is equal to negative 4, and then when x is equal to positive 4, y is equal to negative 9. Wait, where did I get negative 9? Not negative 9, positive 9. Y is equal to 9. Sorry. Y is equal to 9. So those are my two solutions there. Right, um let's do another one where you have x squared and y squared. Okay. And that'll be the last one for today, guys. So say we have 2x squared minus 3y squared is equal to 5xy, and then minus 3x plus y is equal to 5. Now, this is a bit of a complicated one compared to all the others that we've done so far, right? So, from equation 2, I'm going to make y the subject because that's the easiest thing to do here since y is by itself. Since the coefficient of y here is 1, I could get a substitution for what y is equal to. So I'll say from 2, y is equal to 5 plus 3x, right? Because I move minus 3x to the other side of the equation to make it plus 3x. And this is equation 3. So now I know what y is equal to. And I am now going to substitute that. So substitute 3, that is y is equal to 5 plus 3x, into equation 1. So wherever I have y in equation 1, I am replacing it with 5 plus 3x. So this will end up being 2x squared, well, minus 3y squared. Now listen, this y squared literally means y times y, right? So this will be 3 times 5 plus 3x squared. And all of that is equal to 5xy, which means 5x times y, which is 5 plus 3x. So you see, it's a lot of algebra here, advanced problem. Now, here, 5 plus 3x squared is not 25 plus 9x squared. 5 plus 3x squared literally means 5 plus 3x times 5 plus 3x. So I'm going to do that first. So this will be 2x squared, take away 3 by 5 plus 3x times 5 plus, 3x. And all of that is equal to 5x times 5, which is 25x, and 5x times 3x, which is 15x squared. 5 times 3 is 15, x times x is x squared. Now I'm going to expand my brackets. So this would be still 2x squared, take away 3 by, well, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3x is 15x. 3x times 5 is also 15x, and then 3x times 3x is 9x squared. All of that is still equal to 25x plus 15x squared. Now I'm simplifying what's inside those brackets. So that would be 2x squared minus, so I'm keeping 3 on the outside. I'm going to simplify what's on the inside there. So that's 25 plus 15 plus 15 is 30. So 25 plus 30x plus 9x squared is equal to 25x plus 15x squared. Now I remove the brackets by multiplying this 3 throughout. So this would be 3 times 25, which is 75. 3 times 30x is 90x. And then minus 3 times plus 9x will be minus 27x squared. Is equal to 25x plus 15x squared. All right, let's see. So I could simplify the left-hand side even further. So 2x squared. So I'm looking now at, I know this is a lot of algebras, but just bear with me, right? So you have 2x squared minus 27x squared. So this will end up being minus 25x squared, right? So you'll have minus 25x squared minus 75 plus 90x is equal to 25x plus 15x squared. Now, because it's a quadratic, you want all the terms on one side of the equation. So you'll end up with minus 25x squared minus 75 plus 90x minus 25x minus 15x squared is all equal to 0. And that is going to give me, well, you group your like terms. So you'll have minus 25x, right? So minus 25x minus 15x squared, minus 25x squared, sorry, minus 15x squared will give you minus 40x squared. And then you also have here 90x take away 25x. 90 take away 25 is 65. And then, well, minus 75 is by itself. So that will just be minus 75 is equal to 0. Now, I prefer to have x squared being positive. But before that, so I'm going to, apart from that, 40, 65, and 75 are all divisible by 5, right? So I'm going to divide throughout, first by -1, so that I have a positive coefficient of x squared. So dividing, or I could just say that I'm dividing throughout by -5. Right? And the reason I'm doing that is so that I could get smaller numbers, 1, and then I could get the coefficient of x squared to be positive. So dividing throughout by -5 would give me, well, -40 divided by -5 will be 8. So that'll be 8x squared. 65 divided by 5 is, well, positive 65 divided by -5 is -13. So 8x squared minus 13x. And then 75, -75 divided by -5 will be plus 15. And all of that is equal to 0. Right. And now, girls, I know this one is longer. I know it's a lot of x's and a lot of multiplication and algebra, but it's not undoable. So now I do not know how to factorize this, so I'm actually going to use the quadratic formula. Here, A is 8, B is -13, and C is C is 15, positive 15. So using my quadratic formula, which you may or may not recall, x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So substituting my values in there, x will be equal to minus b, so minus 13, plus or minus the root of minus 13 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 8, times c, which is 15, all divided by 2 times a, which is 8. So this will give me x is equal to positive 13, because minus and minus is a positive, plus or minus the square root of 13 squared is 169. And then 4 times 8 times 15 is 480. All right, something is wrong here, because if this is minus 480, it'll mean that you cannot find the square root of a negative number. So there'll be no solution here. Because 169 take away 480 is going to be a negative number, and you cannot find the square root of a negative number. So I have made a mistake somewhere. I'm not sure where the mistake is, but I don't think anybody wants me to find it. at this point. Girls, how we going there? Let me pause the recording. I can show you all where the mistake is. And oh yeah, these are genuine mistakes that I'm making. These are not like, I'm not faking it. These are actual mistakes. And this is just to show you how easy it is to make a mistake. It doesn't matter how good you are. You could still end up making a mistake, right? The mistake is here. Over here. Let me show you. It's over here because this is -3. So -3 times 30 would give me -90. So this should have been -90. So it'll be -3 times 25 to give you -75. -3 times 30 will give you -90. And then -3 times 9 will give you -27. So that is the mistake that's going to change the whole question. So this will be -90. And then this will end up being -25x minus 75 minus 90. Here it should be -90 minus 25 minus 15x. So then you'll end up with 25x squared minus 15x squared, which is minus 40x squared. But then you would have minus 90 minus 25, which will be minus 115. Here would be minus 115. Wowzers. Minus 75 is equal to 0. And then I divided throughout by 5, -5. So that would have been 40 divided by 5, which is 8. So that part is correct. But then 115 divided by 5 is 23. So here should be 23, not 13. And it would be plus 23. And this would be, well, 15 would be correct still. So then B would be, this is minus B. B would be 23. So here should have 23 squared. And then 23 squared is actually 529. Now that makes sense. So this would be 529 take away 480, which is 49. Wowzers. So it's not that it has no solution, it's that I made a mistake. But by the way, if you're working it out and you end up with a negative number inside there, so b squared minus 4ac is negative, then there is no solution because you cannot find the square root of a negative number. But this actually works out to be x is equal to 13. Oh, not 13, sorry. B is 23, so I need to change all of these to -23. Right, so this was minus B, so it's minus 23. So minus 23, that's B, plus or minus the square root of 49, which we know is 7. So then x is equal to minus 23 plus 7 divided by 16, or minus 23 take away 7 divided by 16. So that would give me x is equal to 23 minus 23 plus 7 is minus 16. So minus 16 over 16, which is -1, or -23 minus 7, which is negative 30 over 16. Wow, what a long question. We didn't even finish as yet. And 30 over 16 can reduce to negative 15 over 8. Yeah, negative 15 over 8. Right, so the answer, hold on. So now we substitute x is equal to negative 1 or negative 30 over 16 into the equation to get what y is equal to.